Welcome to the first ever wrestling podcast today. Do something a little different, alright? Something a little crazy. I never really done a wrestling video on this channel before. I've mentioned it like twice. But as a huge wrestling fan, and sort of one, kind of.
I like wrestling, but I don't watch it very much.
We're going to do a podcast. Clash at the Castle is tomorrow, so we're going to do our predictions. We're going to talk about kind of what's going on. And if you're a wrestling fan, this is for you. And if you're not, well, maybe we can turn you into one, okay? This is a very transforming video. We got a nice background. We got the figures back there. I don't know if you can see them very well, but they're there. And let's get into it. What do you want to talk about first? Should we do our predictions first? Get that out of the way, or should we do that last?
Let's do our predictions first.
Got it. So, Clash at the Castle tomorrow in Scotland. Now, I will not be able to watch it live because I have to work. But we're going to watch it at some point. So, we'll figure it out.
Sunday.
Probably Sunday. Either way, it don't matter. We'll start with the Intercontinental Championship match as Sami Zayn takes on Chad Gable, Jaden. Now, there's a lot to talk about for this match. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but Sammy's been trying to convince Alpha Academy to turn on Gable because he's been abusing them. He's been mean to his students, okay, especially Otis. Poor Otis, so confused. Poor man. So he's such a great actor though. I'm convinced.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that he's just an idiot who's a good guy on the inside, but he just doesn't know what he's doing.
He probably is.
That's probably exactly.
They
did such a great job of explaining it. Otis was like, I lost everything. I had the briefcase, I had Mandy, I had my brother Tucky, and I lost it all. And then Gable helped him get some of it back. But now Gable's been a butt crack. Anyway, so that's been kind of the story here. Now, real life story. We don't know if Chad Gable signed a new deal. Rumor has it his contract ends soon. That will kind of determine, if Gable wins tomorrow, we know he signed a new deal.
Re-signed.
If he loses, yes, he might have still signed a new deal, but he might not have if he loses.
It's gonna be...
Now, my problem with this match, I wish I wasn't so divided, is it's just this moment of him winning the Intercontinental title. He's never held a singles title before in WWE. It would have felt so much better if he was the one who beat Gunther at Mania and not Sami. I'm not saying I don't love Sami and that Sami's reign hasn't been fine, but just heel Gable beating Sami will not feel as big as face Gable beating Gunther, in my opinion. You know, it isn't gonna be as big of a moment. I feel like still gonna be good. I've loved this story. It's been a great story of him being mean to Alpha Academy. They might turn on him. Maybe there's gonna be a new Alpha Academy. Whatever. The problem is, if Gable goes down in defeat tomorrow, where do they go next? He has lost multiple times. He lost to Gunther a couple times. He's already lost to Sami. If he loses tomorrow, all his credibility is gone.
Yeah.
He has to win, period. Spoiler alert, Chad Gable is my pick. I think he's going to win that IC belt. Please do not agree with me on every single match, Jaden. It's going to be a real boring video if I'm saying stuff and you're just like, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to hear your opinion, your thoughts.
Like you said, I feel like if Chad Gable lost, they'd have nothing to do with him.
Right.
He'd just be there.
Where do you go if he loses? That's why. Here is your winner. New Intercontinental Champion, Chad Gable. He has to. He has to.
Yeah.
He loses all credibility if he loses tomorrow. Bottom line. Now, moving on to the WWE Women's Championship as Bayley takes on Piper Niven. Now, here's my problem with the match. Okay, I have a problem. I have a couple complaints, Triple H. No. It's just Piper Niven didn't do anything to earn this title shot. She didn't win a number one contendership. There's not really a story heading into this match much. It's literally Clash of the Castles in Scotland. Piper Niven's from Scotland.
So they gave her a title shot.
Let's give her a title shot. Now, you could argue the same thing for Drew, but Drew's getting a rematch. So it's not really the same.
Yeah, he's earned.
He hasn't gotten his rematch yet from WrestleMania, so therefore he has reason. But Piper Niven, she's not the former champ. She's done nothing, and I like Piper Niven. I have nothing against Piper Niven, but she's done nothing to deserve this match. The only reason she has this match is because she's Scottish. Right, exactly. Exactly. What he said. I don't know. That's my problem with the match. I'm sure it'll be a fine match. They're both pretty good wrestlers, so we should be good to go. But
Bailey's got to win though.
Bailey's
'Cause, like,
gonna, yeah.
they wouldn't just have Piper Niven get thrown into a match and then have her win.
Right. Because the thing is, WrestleMania, please ignore the baby crying. Like, WrestleMania was not that long ago.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not like this was a year ago already. Like, 2 months, there's no way Bailey gets a 2-month title reign. So, I'm picking Bailey to retain this title. I don't really think there's much else to say on that.
If you pick Piper Niven, then you just must hate Bailey.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, good for you. If you
Yeah.
pick Piper,
Yeah.
whatever. If you think Piper's going to win, but let me tell you something. Peter Piper may have picked a pack of pickled peppers, but Piper Niven isn't winning the championship. I couldn't think of any of the same letter words there. Moving on to, hopefully I remember all these names, the Women's Tag Team Championship match as Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill take on Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, take on Alba Fire
and someone else.
And do you have your phone on you? You can look up the name. Dang it! What is her name?
It's on the kitchen table.
What is her name? I'm using my phone, so I can't look it up.
It's
Alba Fire and
someone else.
A lady. It doesn't matter because they're not gonna win.
Yeah.
It does not. Literally does not matter. First of all,
matter.
this man didn't do his homework. He didn't watch Raw. On Raw, Zoe Stark and Shayna defeated Alba Fire in like 3 minutes. Like that was my problem with Raw this week. We'll get into that. We'll talk about Raw a little bit. I'll talk about Raw a little bit.
And I'll agree with them.
But they're not winning. And neither is Shayna and Zoe. Let me tell you something. Jade and Bianca need to keep tag titles, all right? This needs to be a nice long reign as champs, which will eventually lead to a Jade Bianca feud.
Yeah.
I mean, simple as that.
One of them's going to turn heel eventually.
One of them's going to turn on the other. A lot of people think Jade will probably turn heel. I would love if WWE kind of switched it up and did a whole
because like
Bianca turning.
Everyone's expecting Jade to turn heel.
Right.
Bianca, not expecting it.
Thing is,
something different.
It'd be so hard to boo Bianca. Like,
True.
Why would you want to boo Bianca? She's such a great wrestler. So, I mean, Jade's good too, though. There's nothing bad about Jade Cargill, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Honestly, one of them's gonna turn. I prefer Bianca just because everyone thinks it's gonna be Jade. Why not switch it up a little bit? You know, that's what I would have done. Like when Dominic turned on Ray, I would have switched it up. I would have had Ray turn on Dominic.
Yeah, because that'd be so interesting.
Like Ray is like, my son's just not living up to what I've done.
Yeah,
so let's just
turn on him.
Why punch.
Yeah,
that's what I would have done. Probably why I'm not in control of WWE, because Dominic's heel run has been great, but
let's.
I would have tried and failed. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Because
you would have tried.
Similar to Bianca, like, how do you boo Rey Mysterio? Man's been a babyface his whole career.
Yeah.
How do you boo that man?
I don't think you do.
I don't think you would. That's probably why they didn't do it, and that's why I don't run WWE.
Yeah.
Moving on. So my final pick is Jade and Bianca.
Yeah, like, I agree with you.
You agree?
Yeah.
So far we've agreed on every match, which I feel like will probably happen.
Yeah, it's not.
You know, we gotta wait till we get a little further out from Mania before it becomes unpredictable. The two matches that are unpredictable is Sammy and Chad.
Yeah,
I could very easily see Sammy winning, and the main event, which we haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah.
Main event of Clash of the Castle. But next match, Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles in an I Quit match.
Yes.
So, let's talk about this. First of all, their match at Backlash, a lot of people said was amazing match of the night.
I thought it was mid.
I'm in the minority of I didn't really think it was that amazing. It was good. It was a good main event, but it was not like Cody's best match since his return, and it was not AJ's best match. That's what I would say. But, that being said, it was fine. And up in the ante with an I Quit match.
Yeah.
I'm down. WWE Undisputed Championship on the line in an I Quit match.
I hope it's good. It should be good.
I don't know if you saw, they had AJ Styles do a fake retirement. That's how this happened. Yep. He came out. Same with Mark Henry did it to John Cena. And then, now AJ did it to Cody. Now, a lot of people are making a lot of comparisons to them for more than just the fact that it's a fake retirement.
Yeah.
And they were even wearing, like Mark Henry was wearing a bright orange suit. AJ was wearing a bright blue suit. Like, so that was comparable. Yeah. A lot of people compare the two just because, like, they were having similar runs. Like, Cena beat somebody at WrestleMania. That was when he beat The Rock at Mania, and then here comes Mark Henry, fake retirement, attacks him.
Yep.
Cody beat Roman, and then AJ comes out and attacks him, fake retirement, and attacks him. So it's comparable from a lot of reasons. I have no problem with repeating storylines if it's good.
Yeah,
Zero problem.
If they have a good match.
If they make it good.
I wouldn't care if they kept.
If they make it work and they don't do it too often, repeating storylines, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
I'd be fine with it.
However, just like Mark Henry, AJ Styles is not going to win the championship. Let me tell you.
Like, Cody's had the title for like 2 months.
2 months. He defeated a man who held the title for 1,316 days. He is not losing it in 2 months.
Lose it already.
No way. It's going to be a great match. It's definitely...
it'll be back and forth.
The OC is definitely going to get involved. There's going to be a lot of moments where you think Cody might say it, but in the end, Cody Rhodes ain't saying I quit. No. You kidding me?
It's Cody.
AJ's going to say, I quit, I quit, I quit. Ding, ding, ding. It's over.
Yep.
It's the end of that match.
Yep, that's what I was going to say it too.
I don't have an AJ or a Cody up on the wall, otherwise I'd point to them, but
yeah.
I don't think I have anyone on this pay-per-view on the wall.
Seth's not having a match.
No Seth, no Ray, no Ricochet, no Elias, obviously.
No Dusty Rhodes.
Wow, how many dudes on this wall are not in WWE anymore? I just not noticed, but that doesn't matter. Oh, like all of them?
Ricochet might.
Ricochet, we'll get to that later. We'll talk about Ricochet
we'll talk
later.
About him.
But let's get to our main event of Clash at the Castle as Drew McIntyre challenges the World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest. Home country for Drew. He has home field advantage. Clash at the Castle in Scotland. Drew from Scotland.
Yes.
Is Drew going down in defeat now? What everyone's been talking about. Let me put on my tinfoil hat, my conspiracy theory.
Yep.
Will CM Punk show up to cost Drew the championship?
I could see it happening. Honestly. I could see it.
But I don't see it.
Yeah, I could see it, but I don't.
Here's what I think is going to happen. And I saw this is totally copying a different YouTuber. Spoiler alert. But I agree with them. What I think will happen, because you got to think about the fact that at WrestleMania, Drew won the title.
Yep. And then got
CM Punk outsmarted him. He attacked him, set up, got cashed in by Damian.
Yep.
Here comes Drew's rematch. He's fighting Damian at Clash at the Castle. Here's what I see happening. Punk shows up. He's going to try to cost Drew. Drew, though, he learned. He knows. You cannot have Punk outsmart Drew twice in a row, in my opinion. It makes Drew look stupid. So I think Drew will outsmart Punk this time.
Yeah.
Use Punk as an advantage.
He's going to see him coming.
And he's going to win that belt.
Somehow.
In Scotland.
He's going to win.
It's going to be insane. Because if he don't win another time in Clash of the Castle, they had Clash of the Castle in 2021 in Cardiff, Wales, I believe. That's where it was. He lost to Roman.
Yeah.
Now, he has a second chance. Okay, life has thrown him a second chance. They don't happen very often, but he's got a second chance.
Yeah. And it's in his home country.
It's in his home country, Scotland. This is it. This is the time. Triple H would be a fool not to put the title on Drew tomorrow night.
If Drew doesn't win, it's like...
Scotland's going to riot.
Yeah.
They're going to go crazy. It's going to go wild. They can't do it.
No.
There's no way.
They're going to be pissed.
There's no way. Drew McIntyre to defeat Damian tomorrow. Now, I don't know. On Raw, Drew McIntyre defeated Finn Balor.
Yeah.
So, Judgment Day will not be at ringside.
That's good. That will definitely help.
However, I think they will still.
Yeah, they'll still find
a match. They will. They're definitely going to be there. Maybe Carlito comes out and they're like, "Oh, well, he's not officially in Judgment Day yet, so it didn't count." I don't know. We'll see.
That's probably what they'll do.
So that's our Clash of the Castle predictions. Let's move on to Raw. Now, since we're on the topic of Judgment Day, let's start with Judgment Day. Has been so great. This Liv Morgan storyline. What we're about to say is like we're gonna be no different than two guys, any other two guys, three guys that host a wrestling podcast. Dominic, you a better man than I, okay? Liv Morgan, I don't know if you watched Raw and heard what she said to him, but basically she went up to him backstage and handed him her room key and was like, "You don't deserve to be with a woman who makes you call you mommy. You deserve to be with a woman who would call you daddy." That's That's what she said, almost word for word. Handed him
Yeah.
the room key.
I did see that
Yep.
on YouTube.
Also, during the Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio, and Braun Strowman versus Carlito, JD McDonough, and other guy. Who the frick is the other guy? Carlito, JD McDonough. Wasn't Finn Balor. Dominic Mysterio, you idiot! I thought he was. I thought he was the manager, and then I remembered no, he was in the match. Dummy.
Yeah.
Liv was in quite a seductive position on top of him when she got knocked off the apron onto him, to say the least. And she was pretty close to getting something down there before she got interrupted. WWE's been wild this past couple. The return of soap opera storylines is back. Let's put it that way. It's been great. I'm enjoying it, and I don't know if you saw
I liked it.
the whole thing. Dom was like, "She gave me her room key," and he slammed it on the table, and Carlito was just like, "Oh, that's cool." And Finn's like, "No, it's not," and he's like, "Oh, not cool." It's so great. It was so great. The Judgment Day, probably my favorite faction going right now, just because of this whole thing. It's been great.
Yeah.
People thought Rhea Ripley getting injured was gonna really affect them and make them bad, but Triple H has made so much of the most of this. Like, he has found something good throughout something bad. Because Rhea getting injured was not great, but look at where it's got us. I mean, this storyline's hilarious. Blessing in disguise, as they say. Enough about that. Also on Raw, you had Io Sky defeating Lyra Valkyria. Nothing too crazy there. Decent match.
Yeah.
Not as good as their Queen of the Ring match, in my opinion. But I also had to go to the bathroom during this match, so I didn't get to see most of it. And that was my bathroom break match. Also, we got to talk about Ilya Dragunov taking on Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker defeats him, but the real story was after. As Ricochet's helping Ilya to the back, here comes Braun. Spears Ilya into some equipment stuff back there. They get into a brawl. Ricochet and Braun brawling. But Braun, in the end, gets the upper hand.
Oh, yeah.
Murders this man. He threw him into that bus. And when he hit his face, he came straight down on his back. That looked like it hurt so bad. If any of you guys watched Raw, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, that looked like it hurt so bad. It made my back hurt watching it. Oh, not what you want. Not what you want to see. And then the icing on the cake. Climbs up the stairs with Ricochet, power slams him through a car windshield.
Yeah.
They go in the ambulance. Samantha Irvin, top-notch acting.
Oh, yeah.
I was pretty convinced she was genuinely worried for her fiance's health.
Yeah.
Then Pat McAfee steps in, does the announcing for the rest of the night. Did a pretty good job. It was like a funny, it was supposed to be funny, but it was done well, in my opinion. Like, it wasn't super corny and kind of stupid.
Yeah,
it was done well. He was like
it was fun.
He's a big Scottish beast. This is Drew McIntyre, is kind of what he said. And then Finn was coming down. He's like 0% body fat. He represents the Judgment Day chumps or something like that. And it's like Finn Balor, whatever. Solid show. Great show. Great way to celebrate my birthday at the end of the night there. Anything else? Oh, right. The big thing, Ricochet. Yeah, I have Ricochet right here, autographed.
Right there.
Right there in the back. Why don't you grab him, Rylan, so you can show us? What do you think? This man, okay? Will he leave WWE? Is he leaving? Is it time? We will talk. His contract ends at the end of July, is what everyone's been saying. Is it done? Is it time? I don't know. So, rumor has it he has said he does not want to sign another contract, which I don't blame him. WWE has not used him to his full potential. Here's the thing. If he leaves WWE, let's say he goes to AEW. Now, I have nothing against AEW. They're great.
Yeah.
But the thing is, in a wrestling company like WWE, who has amazing gifted wrestlers, but he's one of the best high flyers. They don't have as many high flyers.
No,
if you really look at their roster, he stands out.
Yeah.
He goes to AEW. They got such a stacked roster. I mean, so many amazing athletes. I just think he will get lost in the shuffle. I think he will have.
He's just gonna be one of those guys that have couple great, amazing matches, then they just
you never see him
Forget
again.
about him.
Like, look at, like, Jay White. You know, in NJPW, he was amazing. Came to AEW. Sure, he's a trios champion, but he's not being treated like the Jay White from NJPW. But look at the bright side. You look at someone like Will Ospreay, got there, instantly thrown into great matches. He's international champion. So I guess
they could do that with Ricochet.
It could happen, but the thing is Ricochet Will Ospreay? I mean, their ring skills very equal, but like as far as on the mic and character work,
yeah,
I don't know if Ricochet's a Will Ospreay.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
another thing with Ricochet. Like, good in the ring, not so good on the mic.
Not as good on the mic, not as good with character work, and maybe that's because he hasn't had the opportunity to shine. I don't know.
Maybe.
I just feel like he'll get lost in the shuffle. And you even look at someone like a bigger name than he is, Mercedes Moné, went to AEW. Took her forever to get going. Sure, she's the TBS champion, but it's like, what has she really done much? That was her first match, winning the title.
Wow.
It's kind of a stupid booking decision, in my opinion. Looking like Saraya, you know, hadn't done anything. I mean, sure, she won the women's title, but that was literally just for a cheap pop. She lost it pretty quickly. I don't know. We'll see. It's like, and sure, the thing is, like, with AEW, they got Okada. They got Ospreay. You got your MJFs, your Swerve Stricklands, your Samoa Joes, who's older, but he's still pretty good.
Yeah.
You got your up-and-coming stars like Wardlow, if they use him right. You got your Hook. You got your Powerhouse Hobbs, if they start using him more, if he gets a little better. You got your Sammy Guevara's. Like, where is Ricochet going to fit into all this?
Good, talented people.
So, that's my problem. If he goes to AEW, what happens? And a lot of people think if he goes to AEW, Samantha Irvin might join him, which I doubt.
I'd hate
WWE is going to be paying her,
wouldn't let her go
so much. There's no way. But it would be a huge loss for WWE if they lost Samantha Irvin.
Yeah, that would be bad.
I mean, the way she announces people, especially like people like Chelsea Green, where she gives her a special little Chelsea Green. It's iconic. It's iconic. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, AEW, I think, I don't know if they did or they were trying to, but Matt Cardona might even be going there. Like, where's Ricochet going to fit in on this? I think he will inevitably get lost in the shuffle. However, if he goes to AEW, I look forward to the first matches he would have.
Yeah.
If he fights Will Ospreay, if he fights Kenny Omega, if he fights Bryan Danielson, bangers. Banger after banger after banger, as Drew and Sheamus would say. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
WWE could be swerving us too. Maybe they're taking advantage of the fact that we think he's going to AEW and they really did re-sign him and he's coming back. And Ricochet, maybe he'll go to NJPW.
That'd be good too.
Maybe he'll go to TNA.
Good for him.
There's a lot of options. There's more than just two options, but if he wants to be a big star, there's two options.
I would go to AEW.
There's WWE, there's AEW if you want to be a huge star. It's kind of how it goes.
Yep.
And I think with that, we're done podcast for the day. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, we will do another one.
Yeah.
If you didn't, we will do another one. And
either way, we're doing another one.
If this does well, I think I might start a second channel into a wrestling channel. We'll see how this goes. But with that, I think we're going to get out of here. This has been Mr. Ryland. This has been Jaden.
Yep.
This has been our podcast. And if it felt like I was dominating the podcast a lot, it's because this guy does not watch it as often as I do. So, peace. I don't say that.